Stop. 1.46 million. That number jumped $200,000 in 12 months. But here is the part that did not make the headlines. If you run the actual math on what $1.46 million generates in annual income today, using the current safe withdrawal rate published by Morningstar in late 2025, you get $56,900 per year. The survey said the number was supposed to deliver $4,800 per month. The math says $4,745. You are already $55 short before you even start. The goalpost moved again. Think of retirement planning like chasing a city bus. You know the route. You know the schedule. You start running. But every single year, the bus stop moves 2 blocks farther down the street. Not because the bus is going faster. Because fuel costs went up. The route got extended. And 3 new stops were added. Without anyone sending you an updated map. The bus keeps moving. Stick with me for 10 minutes. Here are 4 forces moving the bus stop. Federal Reserve data. The median retirement savings for Americans aged 55 to 64 is just $185,000. Not $1.46 million. Not even halfway there. That is only about 13% of what Americans think they need to retire comfortably. You have 13 cents on the dollar. Only 5% of Americans with retirement accounts have at least $1 million saved for retirement. The average retirement savings for families is actually $333,940. The median is $87,000. 87,000 against a target of 1.46 million. The bus is not just farther down the block. The bus has left the county. And before you say, well, Social Security fills the gap. As of April 2026, the average Social Security monthly check for retired workers is about $2,081 per month. Combined with your $4,700 from the portfolio, you are at roughly $6,700 per month. Again, before taxes and before healthcare. That is a gross income of about $80,000 per year in retirement. Not extravagant. Not poolside in Florida. Comfortable. Maybe. In a mid-cost of living state. If nothing goes wrong. And things go wrong. Nearly half of Americans, 48%, say they are somewhat or very likely to outlive their savings. They are right to be worried. More than a quarter of Americans, 27%, believe they may live to age 100. At 3% annual inflation, the cost of living doubles approximately every 24 years. So whatever $1.46 million buys you at age 62, it buys you half that at age 86. The bus keeps moving. Even after you thought you caught it. Nearly half, 46%, of people who retired in 2025 did so earlier than they planned. Factors beyond an individual's control were responsible for 76% of those early retirements. More than half, 56%, of full-time workers in their early 50s were pushed out of their jobs due to circumstances like a layoff. Before they were ready to retire, workers plan to retire at age 65. Retirees report a median actual departure age of 62. That 3-year gap has held steady across more than 2 decades of surveys. It is not a fluke. It is a structural feature. Meet Dave. Dave is 52 years old. Regional manager at a mid-sized distribution company. Earns about $90,000 per year. Has been contributing to his 401k for 15 years. And has $240,000 saved. He plans to retire at age 65. Dave is not an outlier. Dave is statistically the median. What Dave does not know is that 56% of people in his exact position, full-time worker, early 50s, stable job, get pushed out of the workforce before they are ready. 3 fewer years of contributions, 3 more years of drawing down the portfolio, combined with 3 years of unplanned healthcare costs before Medicare eligibility, can be the difference between a functional retirement and a financially precarious one. According to Fidelity's 2025 retiree healthcare cost estimate, the average 65-year-old who retired in 2025 will spend an average of $172,500 on healthcare and medical expenses throughout retirement, not including long-term care costs. That $172,500 is sitting inside your $1.46 million before you have taken a single trip or paid a single utility bill. And that is if you retire at age 65. If you retire before age 65, before Medicare kicks in, you enter what I call the ambush zone. The Enhanced Premium Tax Credits, ACA subsidies, that had lowered premiums since 2021, expired at the end of 2025, and were not renewed for 2026. For early retirees, the subsidy cliff at 400% of the federal poverty level is back. A couple retiring at age 62, with no employer coverage, on a silver level ACA plan, pays about $1,400 per month in combined premiums. Over 3 years, roughly $50,400. Before deductibles, before co-pays. By the time they reach Medicare at age 65, the couple could have spent over $70,000 on healthcare alone during those pre-Medicare years. $70,000 off the top, before a single retirement expense beyond healthcare has been covered. That is the ambush. The enhanced subsidies that had made early retirement healthcare more manageable for the last 4 years, gone. January 1st, 2026. And that happened the same year. The magic number jumped $200,000. The bus keeps moving. The Social Security Administration projects that the trust fund it relies on to pay retirement benefits may run out by 2032, barring action from Congress. That may trigger an across-the-board benefit cut for all beneficiaries. Projected reductions generally range from about 23 to 28%. According to the Congressional Budget Office, the cut could begin at about 7% in 2032 and deepen to an average of roughly 28% annually from 2033 through 2036. Using current 2026 benefit levels, a 28% cut would reduce the average retired worker's monthly benefit from about $2,071 to $1 for 91, a loss of roughly $6,960 per year. Less money every year for the rest of your life, starting in 6 years, if Congress does not act. Here is the part that frustrates me most, because the math is so clearly in favor of waiting. For each year they delay past full retirement age, up to age 70, retirees get an 8% increase to their benefits. By waiting until age 70, beneficiaries would see 132% of their monthly benefit, 8% per year, guaranteed, on a government-backed instrument. You cannot buy that return anywhere in the fixed income market, and most people are forfeiting it because they are scared of the depletion date, which is exactly the wrong reason to claim early. If the fund does deplete and cuts happen, a 28% cut on a larger benefit still leaves you with more money than a full benefit on an early reduced check. Step 1. Build your plan around age 62. Not age 65. 42% of retirees stopped working sooner than planned, while just 5% retired later. 46% exited the workforce ahead of schedule. If your entire financial plan depends on working until the date you chose in your head, you are building on an assumption that the data says fails 40 to 59% of the time. Model the early exit scenario explicitly. Plan for age 62. If you make it to 65 with full savings intact, you are ahead. If you get pushed out at age 62, you are not devastated. Step 2. Create a dedicated healthcare bridge fund, completely separate from your investment portfolio. If you are planning to retire before age 65, you need liquid, accessible money, not invested money, specifically earmarked for health insurance premiums. During the pre-Medicare gap years, at current benchmark rates for a couple, you need somewhere between $36,000 and $72,000 in accessible assets for a 3-year bridge. This is not optional. Medicare Part B costs rose more than 9% in 2026. And the trend is not going the other direction. The Affordable Care Act enhanced subsidies are gone. This is the new reality of pre-Medicare coverage. Step 3. Stop targeting 1.46 million as a fitwari fixed number. Start getting a specific monthly withdrawal amount. Then reverse engineer the portfolio. If you want for $500 per month from your portfolio, not from Social Security, just from investments, at a 3.9% withdrawal rate, you need 1,384,600. At 41,350,000. At 3.5%. You need $1,542,800. The same target income requires dramatically different portfolio sizes, depending on your withdrawal rate. And your withdrawal rate is determined by your age at retirement and your expected longevity. This is the math the survey does not do for you. Most people measure their retirement readiness by savings balance. The correct metric: inflation-adjusted monthly income, net of taxes, net of healthcare, divided by remaining years in retirement. That number tells you whether you have actually caught the bus. Former Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan once said, "The U.S. retirement system has a mixture of realism and illusion." He was being diplomatic. Most Americans measure progress by comparing their balance to a magic number that keeps moving. The bus does not stop running just because you stop believing in the schedule. Here is what you will do right now. 1. Hit subscribe, because the algorithm will not show you the next video if you do not. 2. Calculate your target monthly withdrawal amount. Not $1.46 million. How much you need per month to live on. 3. Send this video to one person who says, "My goal is $1.5 million. Tell them your goal is monthly income. Because the bus does not stop. The stop keeps moving. See you at the next stop.